Hello everyone. This is a video I've been meaning to get around to for quite some time, and that is going to be discussing Metal Gear Solid 5 and or Ground Zeroes, because that whole thing is kind of confusing. First off, I am obviously a huge Metal Gear Solid fan. I first played the Metal Gear Solid, and I enjoyed it. I really didn't think too much of it. But then when Metal Gear Solid 2 came out, I was all about that. I can't count how many times I've played through this game. Metal Gear Solid 3 came out. I was like, wow, that's weird. And then the twist about it actually being about a young big boss was really cool. And then go on to Metal Gear Solid 4. Awesome. I love that game. It's probably one of my favorite games. It is one of my favorite, but probably like at least my top 3 favorite video games of all time, and Metal Gear Solid 2 is probably in there too. And I had played Peace Walker on the HD collection, but I sold the HD collection, and I'm going to be getting the Legacy collection when it comes out soon. So I'll be able to play Metal Gear 2, Metal Gear 1, 2, VR missions, and all these too. With that being said, there's a lot, and David Hayter plays Snake in all these games, and Peace Walker and Portable Ops, which were on the PSP, and Twin Snakes, which was a remake of this one. So him not being casted as Snake, aka Big Boss, or in Metal Gear Solid 5, has pissed off a lot of people. And that is really confusing me, because David Hayter should not make a game. The plot, the gameplay, how fun it is, should make a game. So basically what people are saying is, if there is no David Hayter, there would be no Metal Gear Solid. Because he's been the voice of Snake since 1998 with this game here. Classic. And I can understand that to a point, because he is the voice of Solid Snake and the voice of Naked Snake, aka Big Boss, in the very beginning. But when it came to Peace Walker, where Big Boss started getting older, he should not sound like Solid Snake. He should start sounding older. As by other people's logic, then at the end of Metal Gear Solid 4, when Big Boss has been revealed to have been come back from his coma, been escaped from the Patriots, then it should be David Hayter talking to David Hayter. That does not work, because they're completely different people, even though they do share the same genetic code. But at some point, they should start sounding different. I can understand David Hayter voicing Big Boss at this point. I can. But when it gets older, he should start sounding different. And this is where I like the direction that Hideo Kojima is going with Metal Gear Solid 5, of casting Kiefer Sutherland as Big Boss, because at this point, Big Boss is in his late 40s, and Kiefer Sutherland is in his late 40s, but he also has that very kind of grizzled voice in it, and he does kind of sound like David Hayter doing like his old Snake voice, just more natural. Because when it came to Metal Gear Solid 4, especially in Peace Walker, it did not sound realistic. Especially in Peace Walker, it just did not fit the look and feel that Big Boss had. And because of this, not only are a lot of people pissed off, but people, just because of the fact that Kiefer Sutherland has been cast as voice of Big Boss, people are coming up with these ludicrous stories or theories about what Metal Gear Solid 5 is actually going to be about. Or some twist. People are saying like Gray Fox is going to be the actual Big Boss, like he's going to be under disguise, and that's why he sounds different. Or that David Hayter is actually going to be the voice of Big Boss, but they're just using this as a publicity stunt. Or other stuff like that. One thing I do have to note that is kind of weird. In the first in the trailer, first trailer where you see the big boss waking up from his coma, his 9-year coma, and you see Ishmael welcome him, who has the bandages over his face. It's been confirmed that Kiefer Sutherland's voicing him too, which is extremely odd. Whether or not that's like a figment of his imagination or what, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That I do find really odd. But all the bullshit about the guy that you see with the shit coming out of his head being Gray Fox, that is Big Boss, because even when he's waking up from his coma, you can still see that same piece of shrapnel sticking out of his forehead and other stuff like that. I just think that all this bullshit about, Kiefer Sutherland's not really Big Boss, or it's some sort of twist, is just a vain hope and just a David Hayter fanboys just pissing in the wind in hopes of hitting something, because I love the choice of Kiefer Sutherland as Big Boss. So that's, I think I've kind of made my point with that. Another thing, I'm pretty sure Liquid Snake's going to be in it, because in the trailer you see a little short image or a little video clip of a little boy, probably about 11 or so, of a boy named Eli, who has short blonde hair, and he has a necklace of what looks like teeth on his neck, and he's obviously, the game takes place in the Middle East, and he's in the Middle East obviously because the game takes place there. And it's a boy that, it says Eli, a boy who's curses his own fate, and obviously at some point he meets Big Boss. His name's Eli, supposedly in Metal Gear Solid 5. This is the same character. Why I'm supporting that? In Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid, he says that Liquid says that that in the Middle East, they don't hunt foxes, they hunt jackals. So the necklace of teeth around his neck could be the teeth of jackals. And in the game itself, he says he grew up in the Middle East. The game takes place, Metal Gear Solid 5 takes place in the Middle East. And he said that Big Boss chose him. And obviously, maybe at some point, Eli meets Big Boss, and maybe Big Boss grows a liking to Eli. Another hint. He curses his own fate. The whole game of Metal Gear Solid 5, Liquid is bitching about how he was destined to be the inferior one, how Snake has the dominant genes and Liquid has the recessive genes, so he's cursing that just pissed off that his fate was determined before he was even born. Last bit, Eli, his name, in the Bible, Eli was the brother of David. Solid Snake's real name is David. So I can pretty much say with a 98% chance that Eli, who we see in the trailer for Metal Gear Solid 5, is Liquid Snake. So I can pretty much guarantee that. With that being said, I'm really looking forward to Metal Gear Solid 5. I just cannot wait to play that game. I just wish we knew when it was coming out so I could have a date to look forward to. Because as of right now, we have no idea when it's coming out, just to be announced. And I'm still really confused whether or not Ground Zeroes is actually going to be part of Metal Gear Solid 5. Some sources say it is, some sources say it's not. I'm really confused about that, and hope an announcement in the near future will make it clear, because I'd really hate for it to be two separate games. I'd like Ground Zeroes to be just a prologue within the game of Metal Gear Solid 5. So that's what I'm hoping for. That's what's probably going to happen, but not sure. So those are my thoughts so far on Metal Gear Solid 5. And thank you for watching.